Many times after you've managed to break free from the narcissist, he uses what is called micro manipulation to try to suck you back in. A lot of people refer to that sucking in process as hoovering, like a vacuum cleaner. I don't like that term. I think it's kind of corny, but everyone knows what it means. So that's what they're doing. They're trying to pull you back in, but they sometimes find it, not always, but find it necessary to use very subtle methods, very subtle means to do that. And we need to be aware of these because inevitably it's going to happen. In fact, everyone uses these techniques, I think, now and again, but this is particularly devious when a narcissist does it to you for the express purpose of satisfying his or her own ego. No interest whatsoever for you, but that's not what they want you to think. So let's take a look at 4 of these. Number 1, you may have seen this before, probably did it yourself when you were a little kid, and that is feign illness. Now, it could not be necessarily feigning. It could be real. It just happens to be opportunistic. But the narcissist doesn't come out and say, you need to feel sorry for me because, well, I'm feeling bad. No, that's not the way it works at all. But the narcissist may do something like this. He or she will say, I would do whatever, that we have on our schedule, or I would like to do this, but I've got a doctor's appointment that day, and once that's over, maybe we can reschedule plans. Now, this is assuming that you still have some contact with a narcissist, which a lot of times you do, particularly if it's a family member or if it's, if you have shared children, you're going through a divorce or separation, then, you're going to have some times where you're going to have to connect with these people, or if it's another situation like work or school or whatever. So, you've been discarded, from the narcissist, but still, there's that connection. And so they're trying to play on your empathies or sympathies. They're trying to grab your attention promptly, immediately, and what goes through your mind is, oh man, this guy is, she is sick. So what is the narcissist doing when they do this? And these other micro manipulations, well, what they're trying to do is they're trying to exploit you. Because they know probably deep down inside you still have some doubts because you cut this person off, right? You understood this is a narcissist. This person is self-centered, taking care of himself, herself, not me. Doesn't care about me at all, but there's some doubts remaining. So the narcissist understands that, and he or she wants to take advantage of any doubts that may remain, or any, maybe there's some guilt because you feel guilty about the way that you handled this. And, maybe sometimes that guilt is deserved if you didn't handle it right. So the narcissist trying to exploit that, trying to dig a tiny little wedge, just a small opening, get their foot in the door. Just a crack, not a lot, but enough. They could take advantage of you once again. So they may try that. They may try, somehow, some way using their health, saying, just implying without saying it outright that they're facing some serious health issues. Number 2, and again, this is something that I think everyone does or everyone has done at one point or another, and that is to try to make you feel jealous. And again, they don't come right out and say, hey, I've got a date with another guy, or I'm starting a new business. Sorry, I can't work with you anymore. Sorry, it didn't work out. Or they may have a friend, if you had a close friendship and now they got a new friend. But they don't make it that obvious when they use micro manipulation. Still, they want to make you feel jealous. Then number 3 is, I call this one the lose the deal strategy. Business people like to use this a lot. They're not real subtle about it, but they like to use it a lot. For example, say you go in to buy a new car or a used car. And you like the car, you think it's overpriced, because it probably is, you let the used car salesman know this thing, I like the car, but it's way too much money. And what does the narcissist do? Or the salesman do, rather? He says, well, let me know because I got someone else coming in to look at it today, and it may not be here tomorrow. So you're going to lose the deal. So the narcissist may come into your life, the former friend, the former love interest, the former business partner, whatever. You've cut this guy off, but you still got a little bit of contact, maybe Facebook, social media, whatever, and you still have that touching point. That, by the way, is one of the reasons you tend to cut these people off cold turkey. I mean, just let them go. Go gray rock, so to speak. And they just subtly let you know that, without saying it, that, oh, I got to say it's a love interest, and, this is a woman in your life, and she tells you just subtly, I got to see Jack tomorrow, and you're thinking, who's Jack? Got no idea. So they're trying to make you think you're losing the deal. That brings us to number 4, and that is what I call oops messages, and this is something very akin to number 3. And that is where they will send you an email or maybe a text message or maybe a message on social media that wasn't intended for you. Well, that's what they say. Actually, it was intended to you, but they write a message as if it were intended for someone else. They inadvertently sent it to you, even though they actually did it on purpose because they want you to know whatever. So call it the oops message. So, maybe it's a message to say, again, you've broken up with your girlfriend or whatever, and then you get a strange message addressed to Joe, or who mentions Joe, but you don't know anyone named Joe, and it's kind of like she's going out with Joe, and you're wondering, who's Joe? So you reply to the message. Well, if you reply to it, that's what they want you to do. And so you ask them, well, who's Joe? Okay, you're back in their life. You just took the bait. You're back. You took the hook, whatever. And it's the way people do. Maybe, for example, I remember once had a girlfriend who read me a letter. This goes back probably to number 2. Probably fit better there and make you feel jealous. And she had a letter from some guy out of state. And for some odd reason, driving down the road, she decided she would read it to me. I guess she was trying to make me jealous. I don't know why else she would do it. That's kind of overt. That's not a micromanipulation. But, and it didn't work. It just kind of made me mad, frustrated. In fact, I got too mad. I got too frustrated. I should have just talked to her about it rather than just saying, well, this relationship's over. I was kind of a jerk about it myself. But the way you do that properly, if you're a narcissist, is you take that letter, maybe some other pieces of mail, and you accidentally, quote, accidentally, unquote, leave them in the other person's car, knowing good and well that they're going to, what's this? And they'll go through it, and then they'll see that letter, and being sneaky people that we are, we'll probably read it. I mean, how are they going to know? So that is a micro manipulation where you see, oh, she's getting mail from some guy out of state. Then, it's, you have to call her. And if you're a woman, you just turn this backwards, the opposite way around. But then you have to call her and say, oh, you left your mail in my car. Or if you don't call her, that gives her an excuse to call you. Say, oh, I left some letters in the car. I think I left them somewhere. Did I happen to leave them in your car? Did you find them? So that's a micro manipulation. So you got to watch out for, and that's for the kingdom mind as I was putting this together. But maybe you can think of some other situations where narcissists have used micro manipulations on you, trying to pull you back in. And you got to keep in mind that the purpose of every relationship with a narcissist is to fulfill the narcissist's needs, his wants, her wants, to supply him or her with ego boosting, and that's all there is to it. And we need to recognize that when they try these stunts, these little tricks, sometimes they work, so we need to be prepared for them and know how to say no, which is the best way to defend yourself, in my opinion, against a narcissist. So if you want the conversation to continue, just click on one of the 2 little rectangle boxes you see on the screen, and we'll keep on talking. But if not, well, then thanks for stopping by, and we'll see y'all next time.